Welcome back to the Joe Miller Show, KON Hot Talk, 1080 AM, 95.1 FM. This show is made possible by the McPherson Tax Defense Group, 1-800-BEAT-IRS, BeatIRS.com, fighting the modern-day Gestapo. If you have any tax issues at all, go see them. They're great folk. They've been our sponsors for this entire year. I thank them for their support. We have with us Dr. John Samarik. Dr. Samarik is a prolific writer. He's been a contributor to this show on a number of different occasions. And, of course, he's been engaged politically. He's an editor at thestream.org, author of a number of different books, and has even been engaged with an office of a governor as a pro-life press secretary. We were talking during the break about the Super Bowl ad, a pro-life ad that we've talked about before on the show both yesterday and today. I just continue to shake my head that anybody could have any criticism over this ad at all. And, John, one of the things that I mentioned a couple of segments before you came on today, I don't know whether you heard about this Princeton professor or not that put up a Facebook post, but he said, look, here you've got this radical pro-abortion group criticizing this Doritos ad, because it humanizes the fetus. He said the more proper criticism for the pro-abortion group ought to be a criticism of God for making, obviously, a baby fetus look like a human. It's just right. Kind of one of those common sense things. But anyway, tell us a little bit about this article that's up at thestream.org, sure. What your take is on this thing.
Yeah, it's a piece by my co-writer. We did a book together, Jason Scott Jones. It's called "Is This Your Super Bowl? A Pro-Life Turning Point?" And he talks about two ads there. He talks about the Doritos ad, and which it got the infamous tweet from NARAL, like, how dare they humanize the fetus? And what the article talks about is that the whole of Roe versus Wade was based on the pretense of ignorance, that we don't know what this thing is in the womb. We've never been able to decide what its status is. No one knows really when life begins or when it becomes human. It's this great mystery. Science and philosophy have never resolved this. And so given that we just can't know the answer to this, we have to give women a privacy right, which we happen to have found between the lines of the words of the actual Constitution, which, of course, does not include it at all. But, of course, even if you believe that at the time, science has advanced quite a bit since 1973. We now have ultrasound, as Doritos Incorporated knows, and we can see this little person. We can see twins in the womb playing with each other. We can go in and do surgery, and those fetuses are the patient to a particular doctor who has a Hippocratic oath responsibility towards that patient. It has become anachronistic to rely on the primitive scientific knowledge of 1973 for our opinions about abortion. The abortion industry is running scared because they know that if people look at an ultrasound, if they look at the Planned Parenthood videos and they see human hands and eyes and livers, they will realize that what is in the womb is indisputably A, human, and B, alive. And they can't have that. That's why NARAL panicked at the notion of humanizing the fetus, because they want you to think it's a glop of cells or a tadpole that the moment you decide you want it to be a baby, magically turns into one. I don't think that there are hunter-gatherer tribes in Papua New Guinea who have that primitive a view of the world.
Right, and NARAL's tweet was, this is what they said in part, not buying it, that at Doritos ad using anti-choice tactic of humanizing fetuses. Just
humanizing
unbelievable.
The fetus. Right,
unbelievable.
Right, exactly. And then there was another ad on the Super Bowl which had a pro-life message, which was the Super Bowl babies.
Right.
It celebrated the fact that when people's team wins the Super Bowl, they celebrate with their spouses, and 9 months later there's a new crop of babies. And thank God, I thought it was it made me cry. Different Super Bowl babies from different years, and it was just a celebration of family, life, and love, and the connection between love and childbearing. And I saw people objecting to that.
Beyond the objections, there was some confusion. I know we had some kids in the room that said, "Well, Dad, all these Super Bowl players, they had babies."
Oh,
they didn't quite catch the concept, but I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, a really, really cute ad. So, what were the objections to that? I mean, how could there be objections to that?
It basically, people were complaining that, you're just encouraging those heterosexual breeders, and this is anti-gay and anti-environmentalist. I mean, it shows you that this anti-family, anti-Christian agenda is also anti-human. It objects to the fundamental realities of human life, which is that sex results in babies, and that those babies are human beings from the beginning right up until the day they're born. That fundamental, basic biological reality, as basic as salmon swimming upstream to hatch their eggs, is standing athwart the pretense of the whole sexual revolution and feminist movement and now the transgender movement. These people are out of touch with basic reality, for the same reason that they want to send women into combat. They want men in drag in girls' locker rooms. The left has gotten so disconnected from the basic realities of human life that if the conservative movement grew a pair, pardon my French, it could expose them to ridicule and destroy them.
I mean,
think
the problem
that's one of the
is
things Donald Trump has done strongly is just calling people on their BS.
And the problem is that, it's not just a minority number. I mean, the society is becoming increasingly polarized. And as we separate on our different tracks of worldviews, it's going to become more and more pronounced. Even Rush Limbaugh made the observation of the dichotomy of the Super Bowl, where you had this just incredibly patriotic pregame program, and then you had what he regarded as, basically a halftime show that reflected, the decay and decadence of American culture. And in the same way you see it in the ads, too. You got these pro-life ads, and then you've got these other ads that, you look at and say, could the same culture, society produce these two just completely disparate ads? And then you look at the percentage of people supporting Bernie Sanders, an avowed socialist, almost communist. I mean, a guy that wanted to do away with the Pentagon just a few years back. And you ask yourself, okay, maybe I need to be out in the street interacting with these folks, because I don't interact with them, but obviously the numbers are not insignificant. Look at the percentage of the people supporting Bernie Sanders, for example. Look at the percentage of the people who believe that, men dressed as women ought to be able to go into the bathroom with a little girl. Of course, not in response to that polling question, but the overall concept. It's in the double digits.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you see? We've got just 30 seconds left. Where do you see culture going on all this?
I think the polarization is going to get sharper and sharper, and I think that's a good thing because the facts and the truth are on our side. I think the sloppy middle should disappear, and the sheer madness of the left has to be pointed out, and we need solid, real conservatives. And that's why I hope Ted Cruz does really well in the primary.
Well, we'll keep an eye on this. I mean, I think that we're going to see real conflict in the course of the campaign, especially depending on who the nominees are that come out. I mean, Bernie Sanders is looking strong, although you can't count out Hillary Clinton. She's got organization. She's got money. On the right side, Trump, Cruz, I don't know, one of the two probably. Stay with us, the Joe Miller Show. We'll talk more about that after these messages.